Hey you guys, so today we're back here at our Raleigh flip. We're going to check out some of the changes that's been done. There's still progress being made on it. Also, in today's video, we're going to give you our top 8 principles when you're flipping houses. Let's get into it. The last time there was a big closet right here. This wall came out a little bit so that when you walked into the house, you could not see where the kitchen is and where it's going to be. And then also there was a big wall right here down the middle. So all of this was, you couldn't see the kitchen or the dining room. But now we opened it up and it just feels a lot bigger. We're gonna be putting a massive island right here. The kitchen used to be just in this space here. We're leaving the sink here. We're gonna add cabinets all along this wall here. And over on this side, we're gonna make this more like the bar area. So we're gonna put a wine cooler. It's gonna be a cool little section, probably make some shelves. And then this will be the main kitchen with the backsplash, with the island right here. It'll be a big island. So it'll be a massive kitchen. And then obviously you got your dining room. So this will still be the dining room. We're gonna put a chandelier here. So that way, you know, we have a decent sized dining room. They can fit a good size table. We were originally gonna keep this as the sunroom per se, since it had a lot of windows. But then I started to realize people probably at this price point, I mean, yes, the sunroom is cool, but this is already added square footage and it didn't really feel part of the house. So we didn't want to risk going to market and someone kind of not really liking the fact that this didn't feel like square footage on the house. So what we're gonna do is we're knocking out this door. So that way this will just be a big passageway into here. And we closed up all the windows and we just left a few windows. So we closed it in, we insulated it so that it can stay nice and cool in here. We're gonna be running some ducts so that it could stay nice and heated in here. And then this will be the exit to the house. So this will now be actually a part of the house. We'll run flooring so that way it just flows throughout the house and this space feels more a part of the house. Probably change that, definitely change that light fixture and everything. So as of, I guess today, now present, we've done more than 10 flips, with some of those being on market already, either under contract or just on market in general. Principle number 1 when we're flipping houses is market research. That'll be done. We find it very important to do market research when we're looking at a flip. That way we can understand the market, understand the area, understand like the demographic, understand what people like, what the comps look like, what the comps are selling for, how long they're selling for, if they're not selling very quickly. You know, we like to know all of that. You have to know what you're going to be selling the property for before you buy it, because that determines what a good price is going to be for that property. And also during the underwriting process, depending on how long properties are sitting for, we always make sure that we take a look at that. That way we can factor that into our underwriting so that all of our numbers are accurate and they make sense. And we can make sure that our profit margins are accurate as well. And we're not losing any money, which is very important. Within a market, we always like to see flipped comps. I mean, not to say that if houses are selling as is, that we won't go into a market like that or try to flip in an area like that, but we are not trying to reinvent the wheel. We like to see a house that's already been flipped, it's already been proven obviously, and we'll just make it look like that, and if not, a little bit better. So we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. Principle number 2, it's very important to have a good team around you whenever you're flipping houses. That be your hard money lender, private money lender, contractor, of course. Very, very important that you have a good contractor. A good agent on the front end and the back end. And then just a team internally, whether you're personally focusing on project management or things of that nature. But that's so important because it just makes the process of doing a flip much easier. And that way you can rely and kind of delegate, so to say, some items like the construction. You're not doing it yourself, but you're paying someone to do it and they're doing a good job at it. Obviously you have to pay them, but they're doing a good job at it. So you're not wasting your time doing that personally. As far as quality with contractors, it always depends kind of on price. You know, you can get a cheaper contractor, but their quality may not be as high. You're able to get away with some things on $200,000, $300,000, maybe $400,000 flips, but if they're a little bit sloppy on some items, you might not want to use them on a higher end flip. That'll dictate what contractor we end up going with. We personally are at a point where I handle all the construction items. So my brothers don't do anything construction. Once the deal's closed, that's when I take over. And then my brother Jeffrey, he handles everything in the acquisitions, looking for deals, finding deals, submitting offers. Obviously, you know, I help him come up with rehab budget because I'm on the construction side of things, but for the most part, he handles everything. And then Kerwin, our other brother, he's gonna start handling all of Dispo, and also he's obviously our head of marketing, so he's handling all of the stuff that you guys are seeing now. We have 3 people that are working full time, and they're doing different things, so we're furthering along the process or progress of this journey or of the flips. Principle number 3. We have realized the importance of having a contingency within our rehab budget and also just project budget. That way we have money to draw on whether the rehab goes over budget, or if you have to make an extra payment, or like it took longer to sell the property, or just things that come up that were unexpected. Because honestly, when you're flipping houses, there's always something that comes up. So that's a principle that we live by. We always make sure we have cash reserves at the project level to make sure that we have enough funds to get us through the project and get us sold and make the money that we were supposed to make. General rule of thumb, we like to have about 10% of the project cash on hand so that we can use that money for anything that we need, whether it's payments, rehab costs that went over, etc. So 10% general rule of thumb. The more the better, obviously. The more money you have or you're raising, the more money you're spending or you have to pay. So just keep that in mind. And then open this up. Principle number 4, being flexible, whether it's on the rehab budget, on the rehab plan, the design, or just in general within the project, because things can happen, the market can change, new comps can come out. So you always want to continue looking at the comps so that way you can stay flexible. Things can happen. For example, on one of our flips, our contractor put in the wrong tile in the kitchen as a backsplash, and we just had to go with it. We could have ripped it off and spent more money, but we decided, look, it doesn't look bad. It looks decent, and it still made the house feel like it was flipped. So we decided to go for it. So flexibility is always important because there's always things that can come up whenever you're doing these flips.
He's about to start song.
Principle number 5. We always like to have, or at least look at, different exit strategies when we're looking at a flip. So for example, you can get a property under contract at a certain price. We like to see, okay, we could go ahead, flip it, make X amount, but what could we also rent this for? At the moment, we're not buying a lot of rentals, but we like to know in the worst case scenario what that rental income would be, and can we cover ourselves in an event that we for some reason can't sell it. So just having multiple exit strategies and just looking at what is a potential plan B in case things don't go according to plan. Principle number 6, focusing on high ROI improvements. The reason this is so important is, and this obviously depends on your ARV, but the reason this is so important is you want to make sure you're spending money where you can make more money than you spent. Basically, you're going in, you're going to be changing the kitchen. Obviously, people like kitchens. That's going to return a higher investment than what you spent for the kitchen. Bathrooms, flooring, paint, just things that people can see. In the past, and at the moment even, we've gone away with older windows on properties. I'm not going to say that having good windows is not high ROI. Depending on the ARV though, sometimes you can get away with just painting the windows instead of spending like $7,000 to change the windows, and more so focus on the inside of the house. So that's kind of what I mean by high ROI improvements. So in here, the last time I think you guys saw, we had taken all the do-rock off, and now they put it back on. I believe they put in a new tub, and they're working on, I think the tile guys are gonna come soon to pretty much finish up here, put some tile down. But yeah, I mean, progress. We're gonna put a huge vanity right here. Let's go check out the bedroom. So these light fixtures are really cool.
These are new?
Yeah, that's new. And last, the master room, and then the bathroom. In here, we changed the light fixture already, same as the other one. In here, they're not done with the bathroom, but they at least finished the shower with the do-rock, and they're gonna come in and tile, but we're actually opening up this bathroom to make it bigger, and then moving this door from here to enter more here. So we'll open it, we'll walk in through here, vanity will still be on the left, toilet, and then shower, but it's just bigger, better entrance. And that way, this door doesn't hit with this door. Principle number 7. This property is obviously not at a point where we're about to stage it, but we like to stage, especially at this Airbnb, all of our flips because people buy with emotion. So when they walk into the house, do they love it? Do they feel like it's home? Can they see themselves living there? And staging just brings everything together. You spend all this money renovating a house, and then when people walk it, if you don't stage it, it just feels bare and empty. They can't see the vision of what it can look like if they live there. I don't have no works cited page or whatever, but based off of Google, staging increases the price of the home 1 to 5%. Why is that? Because people are likely willing to offer more. It has more interest. You get more offers, so you can likely get people to increase their offer because they like the home. And then 58% of buyer's agents cited or say that the staging had a huge role in the deciding factor of submitting an offer and or the buyers buying the property. So staging, again, it is very, very important. Lastly, what's this? Principle number 8. Getting a thorough inspection when you're buying a property. This is super important, and I'm not going to say that we do it every single time, although we should do it every single time. But speaking from experience, on our last flip, we had some issues arise during the buyer's inspection period. Turns out one of the joists was actually, I wouldn't say it was kind of rotten, and the buyers did their inspection, they found that, and they came back to ask for a price reduction. And we went back and forth to negotiate, but we could have avoided that if we would have gotten an inspection ahead of time, and then also that would have given us the knowledge about that issue and fixed it once we were doing our renovations. Now we know going forward, we're inspecting everything. Not only does that give you leverage when you're buying it, specifically on market, because when you're dealing with wholesalers, once you go under contract with them, they could care less if you don't buy it. But basically on market, if you do an inspection and you find things, you have leverage to then go back and get a price reduction on properties as well. Always get an inspection when you're buying a property. Currently working in there. Next step for this property, they completed all the framing work that we're doing. They're gonna throw in some sheetrock, mud it, then sand it, and then we're gonna be ready for paint and the details like the cabinets, the vanities in the bathroom, tile in the bathroom. So that's kind of what's gonna be happening here in the next week or so. So hopefully next week, we'll have an update for you guys. Please like, comment if you have any questions about what we just discussed today, or if you have any questions about anything else. Subscribe if you guys wanna see some more content like this. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Have a great one. Peace.